Hello, and welcome back. We are learning about tactical capacity, which you will remember is any behavior that is not a technically explicit behavior. Tactical capacity is the behavior that enables you to be a role model to your direct reports. It's the behavior that guides operational improvements, and it's the behavior that guides others through change. And it's the behavior that allows you to sustain excellence on the job. Organizational tactical capacity is born in the hearts and the minds of every single person that comprises the organization. In essence, it is the combined energies of all individuals at any given time and in any given place. And so, in its simplest form, it is the interactive behavior driven by individual thoughts and feelings. And these behaviors can only be achieved by honing your skills that arise from the core principles that form the three domains of the positive presence behavior competencies of influential leadership: self-awareness, collaboration, and connection. Throughout the course of this program, it's important to understand that you are being presented with a lot of material and ideas. Some concepts and ideas are very new, and some are not so new. Some of the new concepts and ideas will be directly related to your brain, how it works, and how you can make it work even better. You will also be presented with concepts and ideas that require you to take some very deep dives into your feelings and your thought processes. I have no doubt that some of the material you will be presented with will be met with resistance, and that's okay. You may also feel like it's just too much, and that's okay too. Whatever feelings and thoughts that you have, I can assure you it's normal, and I would ask that you just acknowledge the feeling, allow the feeling to move right through you, and then allow your mind to remain open. You will be amazed by how much you can retain and retrieve if you consciously practice opening your mind to new ideas. Whether you understand or believe is really irrelevant. It's important that you not allow negative or worrying thoughts to remain within your mind. One quick and easy way to take away any worrying thought is to turn your focus to gratefulness. Your brain cannot keep a worrisome thought at the same time as it is focusing on gratefulness. What's more, you may be thinking, sure, I'm always grateful. But it is the conscious exercise of gratefulness that is a hugely powerful tool. It's a tool that can be drawn on by you at any time and in any place. You see, it's not just about counting your blessings. The real power comes from the feelings that these thoughts create within you. That overwhelming feeling of love and peace, the feelings of being blessed that brings with it an understanding that I am good, I am great, I am enough right here, right now. The script for your exercise of gratefulness is very personal and unique to each one of you. But for today's purposes, I have adapted from my friend Dina Proctor's 3x3 to lead you in a mini-med. So now, please close your eyes and take a deep, deep breath. Welcome to the mini-med for gratefulness. For the next couple of minutes, I invite you to sit comfortably, and for the next few minutes, just let your body, every muscle, completely relax any tension right now. And as you feel your body relaxing every muscle, just releasing any tension, you may also notice that your mind is relaxing as well. Just settling in to a deep feeling of calm, warm peacefulness. As you settle into this wonderful, peaceful state, let your mind show you images of those things you most deeply appreciate in your life. There's no need to make it happen. Just in your relaxed state, invite your intuitive knowing to present images, memories, and thoughts of the events, circumstances, and people in your life for which you feel deep, deep gratitude and deep appreciation for. Just let these memories, these images show themselves in the screen of your mind. Each one, let yourself feel the emotion of deep, deep gratitude and of profound appreciation for this person or this situation. When your body, mind, and soul unite as one in deep gratitude for these amazing, amazing people and things in your life, and as you let your body take one last deep, deep breath in, anchor in this emotion of gratitude physically and emotionally so that you can come back and reconnect to it whenever you feel drawn to it. Come back to awareness. Notice your surroundings. What do you see? Is there anyone beside you? Across from you? What sounds do you hear? There is a recurring theme in epic literature of life as a journey. Homer's Odyssey, Mark Twain's Huckleberry Finn, and Tolkien's Lord of the Rings are just a few examples of the picture of life as a journey. Influential leadership is not a destination, it is a lifelong journey. All of us are at some unknown point between the beginning and the end of it. In everyone's life, there are battles to be fought, mysteries to be solved, and dragons to be slain. There are no shortcuts. In our age of instant gratification, many people are looking for simple solutions and the easy way to achieve success. But there are no simple solutions. Achieving your best requires hard work, discipline, and time. The essence of the journey is to embrace change, cultivate agility, understand that we can never remain static for too long. To change is to live. In modern healthcare and in today's knowledge economy, change is fast and never ending. It requires agility and resilience. To create an agile and resilient culture, you need to understand who you are as an individual on a holistic level. What makes you behave the way you do? Where do your thoughts and feelings come from? What does collaboration mean? What does it look like? What does it take on an individual level and on an organizational level? And what does it take to connect with others? How do we lead others to be the best they can be? These sessions have been created to answer these questions and provoke many, many more within you. And although the journey may at times seem overwhelming or difficult, it is a journey that will certainly be enjoyable and rewarding. Just before he died, George Bernard Shaw was asked by a reporter, "Mr. Shaw, you have visited with some of the most famous people in the world. You've met with royalty and known accomplished authors, artists, teachers, and dignitaries from every part of the world. If you could live your life over and be anybody you have known, who would you choose to be?" Shaw replied, "I would choose to be the man George Bernard Shaw could have been, but never was." The influential leadership journey is about closing the gap between what your life is and what it could be. So, closing the gap in performance, what does that mean? What you achieve in life and at work is not the result of what you want. It is the result of who you are and what you do. This is one of the most important quotes in your journey to influential leadership. Remember it and use it as a reminder throughout the journey. There are no secrets to success. It is the result of preparation, hard work, and learning from failure. The forces of mediocrity in our society are strong and getting stronger, and the pursuit of mediocrity is tending to become the norm within many public and private workforces. You are a leader, whether you realize it or not, regardless of an official title at work or in your community. Every time you connect with someone, you have the opportunity to lead through influence. It is vitally important to understand that when it comes to workplace behavior, we are all leaders because it is through our own personal behavior competency that we influence others. And so, we are all influential leaders. As an influential leader, what each of you needs to do is make a conscious and sustained commitment to the pursuit of leadership excellence. This means steadfastly refusing to lower your standards. It means refusing to compromise your principles. It means not accepting mediocrity. It means never surrendering your commitment to personal and professional excellence. And it means not settling for less than your best at home, at work, or in the community. The challenge is mastery of the behavior skills. As you internally develop the behavior disciplines, you will easily be able to rise above the forces of mediocrity to new levels of personal and professional excellence. The influential behavior disciplines allow you to overcome the gravitational pull of mediocrity. So the first step in this journey to influential leadership is to learn how to build your internal foundation for excellence. There is no escaping the fact, no avoiding the reality, that the pursuit of personal excellence begins with you. External factors are not the source of your success. Achieving success begins with who you are, what you do, and how you act toward others. Without this first step, you will not get to the heart of performance. Influential leaders are dedicated to personal excellence and motivated by an internal desire to do their best. However, they understand that the pursuit of personal excellence does not come quickly or easily. Adversity is an inevitable part of the journey. What distinguishes influential leaders is that they maintain their commitment to the pursuit of behavioral excellence even in the midst of difficulties and distractions. Take a minute to think about these questions and jot down your thoughts if need be. What obstacles do you face in trying to become an influential leader at work? What keeps you from achieving your best at work, at home, in your community? What external obstacles do you face? And what internal self-generated obstacles do you face? These are hard questions. To have the answers, you need to have established within you a clear message of who you are and what you believe in. For many of us, these answers are not readily available, and that is why we're here, to explore these questions. And in doing so, you will change. But the idea of having to change will make you uncomfortable. Resistance to change, the uncomfortable feeling, must become less than the desire times dissatisfaction times practicality. Influential leadership is all about change. Let's face it, if we're not changing, chances are we're not alive. Resistance to change is, in fact, normal and very natural, and more so for some than others. Woodrow Wilson acknowledged this phenomena when he said, "If you want to make enemies quickly, try to change something." You see, the minute our brain realizes we are moving from out of our norm, it automatically sets off the famous fright, flight, freeze response to some extent. Influential leaders teach themselves to prepare for that. First, by understanding that change, particularly in today's world, is continuous, fast, and disruptive. In other words, we must become accustomed to the disruptiveness of change in our workplace. To do that, we must create a mindset that will embrace continuous change and learn to thrive in it. You must understand that it is what it is. Then, You must understand the dissatisfaction or problem that's driving that change. As a human, one of our basic needs is to make sense of our environment. And finally, you must embrace the change. Say to yourself, I can do this. Let's get her done. Only then will your resistance decrease enough to allow you to move on in a healthy manner. This process necessitates you to know your values, who you are, what drives you. This process necessitates that you have an inner strength that will move you through the process with a positive and energized mindset, rather than a mindset of frustration and resentment. There is no doubt that being involved in the planning process of a change event and having a deep understanding of the need for the change provides us with huge leverage for overcoming change resistance. Unfortunately, the more complex an organizational system is, the more difficult it is to involve all change event participants. And modern healthcare organizations are some of the most complex organizational systems on the planet. Change planning processes can take as long as 12 months or more, even years. And in healthcare, many change planning processes occur at a ministry level and far removed from the front lines. It is inevitable, actually, that you will at some point in your career find yourself faced with the necessity to make a change that you don't agree with, for whatever the reason. And the reasons are unlimited. One reason might be that it just doesn't make sense to you. Another reason might be that you fear the change will put patient care at risk. Another reason might be that you fear the change will place even more responsibility on your shoulders. No matter what the reason is that you disagree with the change, it is legitimate, important, and very normal. When faced with unwanted change, the only thing that really matters is how you will respond to the change event. Again, it's the R in the equation that is so very, very important. How you choose to respond will affect how well you can perform your job. How you choose to respond will affect how easily you are able to create and maintain relationships at work. And how you choose to respond will affect your overall personal wellness, your physical health, and your mind health. Your aptitude for the skill of positive presence, your ability for a positive and energized mindset, determines the quality of your response. Your response, no matter what it is, must be such that you are able to maintain positive emotional energy. Your response must be such that you are able to maintain your strength, your health, your resilience, and most importantly, a positive, healthy attitude. A positive R, a positive response to the event, to the E, doesn't mean you agree with the change, but it does mean that you will be a happier, healthier, and more productive person. The foundation on which you build your life, your value system, is your source of inner strength. It takes continuous pursuit of excellence, even when it is difficult. It takes courage. Your value system is also your source of external credibility. It takes a continuous pursuit of trust. To build trust takes consistency, which reciprocates credibility. A strong foundation begins with your inner belief and commitment, and then extends outward and shapes how you influence the world around you, and most importantly, the trust that is built with people around you. There is no performance excellence without relationship, and there is no meaningful relationship without trust. Inner strength comes from a deep commitment to your core belief system, that is, the values and guiding principles by which you choose to live your life. This is what gives you the courage to pursue excellence, even when it is difficult. Circumstances will change, but when your foundation is strong, your commitment to excellence will remain constant. There's a great power in knowing who you are. External credibility comes from consistently living your core values and demonstrating that you are a person others can trust. Consistency breeds credibility. People trust you when they experience consistency between what you say and what you do. People can see and feel the strength of a person who is deeply committed to the personal and professional excellence. Our foundation provides us with a changeless core that gives us meaning and identity beyond our circumstances or position in life or at work. When we over-identify with our job or position, that is when we resist and resent any change that we feel might be a threat to it. To build a strong foundation means to understand that your job does not provide you with your identity. You bring your identity to your job. Your job doesn't give you meaning. You give meaning to your job. You express who you are and what you believe in through your work, your play, and most importantly, your relationships. Influential leaders have discovered that it is a mistake to derive meaning and identity from circumstances or position. It is not the position that makes the person. Rather, it is the person who makes the position. We are more, much, much more than our position or our circumstance. Circumstance changes, and positions are impermanent. But a strong foundation is a changeless core that gives you meaning and identity beyond your circumstances or position in life or at work. Influential leaders understand that true success, true greatness, begins with the person, not the position. Real awareness begins with asking yourself daily, moment by moment, am I thinking true to my core values? Am I feeling true to my core values? Am I acting true to my core values? Real awareness truly begins when those questions are asked often enough to become an unconscious habit and ultimately become who you are. You will remember from your positive present skill building that as a human, you are made up of electromagnetic, neurochemical, emotional energy, and that the physical body of who you are is just a wee piece within the energy body of who you really are. This slide illustrates the energy phenomenon of what, as a human, we really are. You can see by this that you are really much, much bigger than just your physical body. In actuality, and paraphrasing from Dr. Joe Dispenza in his book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, How to Lose Your Mind and Create a New One, he says, if an atom is 99.99999% energy and 0.00001% physical substance, and you are nothing more than a bunch of atoms combining together, then you are actually much more of nothing than something. This area of energy that is beyond your physical self is your biofield, and in the business world, we often refer to it as your 20 square feet. You can assess your personal energy flow through your feelings. Feelings such as happiness and optimism can be linked to a positive energy flow, and feelings such as anger and frustration can be linked to a negative energy flow. You can control your feelings with conscious thought. And actually, it is through your thought process that you choose how to behave, how to respond. In fact, your journey to awareness begins with identifying and putting a name to your feelings. Identifying your values is a way for you to build awareness of your feelings. It is a way for you to build awareness of your personal energy. When you are in sync with your values, it is then that you are the happiest. You're the proudest of yourself, and you feel fulfilled and satisfied. A clear and concise picture of your beliefs and values as they exist today, and perhaps even your goals and aspirations of tomorrow, is essential for an enlightened life and a life of harmony. So, the fundamental question to a healthy life is, are you change capable? Underlying this question is another question. How are you responding to the change and the chaos in your workplace and the stress that accompanies both of them? Change is inevitable, and so too is your resistance to it. Developing the awareness and creating the necessary thought and behavior habits that can help you rise above the chaos is a must in order for you and your organization to thrive, to grow, and to sustain a high level of performance excellence. An understanding and awareness of your 20 square feet, that part of you that is energy rather than physical matter, is a critical piece. You can assess your personal energy flow through your feelings. Remember, feelings such as happiness and optimism, they are linked to a positive energy flow or coherence. And feelings such as anger and frustration are linked to a negative energy flow. Your brain tends to match feelings to your pre-existing thought patterns. So realistically, you can create new thought patterns to match your feelings too, and in essence, control your feelings with these new thought patterns. It's the neuroplasticity of your brain that allows it to create and implant new thought processes that are healthy and productive for you. The healthy and productive thoughts are the positive and energizing ones. This ability lies within each and every one of you, and unlike most everything else as you age, this ability does not diminish with age. So, yes, you are change capable. You will remember I mentioned that I had watched my colleague consciously rewire her injured brain. She did this by using both traditional and non-traditional thought techniques and mind exercises as she systematically honed her skill of generating a positive emotional energy flow, allowing the neuroplasticity of her brain to rewire as she consciously adjusted her thoughts, relieving her from her episodes of depression, psychosis, frustration, and anxiety. I watched as she became better able to focus for greater periods of time and started making informed decisions. I watched her alter her level of anxiety and frustration by consciously practicing a positive thought process. And I watched her become a generally happier person, more focused, more optimistic, and with a clear mind of what she needed to do to reach her goals. I came to realize that the practice of positive thought is a learned skill. Many of us, in fact, most of us, me included, do not come pre-wired for positive thoughts. Basically, our thought habits are the product of our life experiences to date. And the skill of what we call positive presence becomes a matter of learning how to think and then practicing how to think. Our proficiency for positive presence is different for each of us, greatly dependent on our life experiences, on our beliefs, and on the paradigm within which we live. For many of us, our thought patterns are automatic, and we give them little notice. But if we want to give them notice, and if we consciously practice how we think, our brain will rewire for that, and the new process becomes automatic again, unconscious, if you will, in really no time at all. We all know the human form is a complex chemical manufacturing plant for energy, neurochemical electromagnetic energy, to be exact. Relatively recent research in the neurosciences has shown there is this continuous looping and relooping of energy, both positive and negative, between our two dominant human energy fields, the heart and the brain. It is this looping and relooping of energy that makes each of us a unique individual. Joseph Chilton Pearce, in his book, The Heart-Mind Matrix, refers to studies showing that when our energy is positive, we are experiencing positive thoughts and feelings, such as kindness, happiness, optimism, and love. And on the flip side, when thoughts and/or feelings are negative, like anger, frustration, jealousy, and cynicism, our energy is also negative. Pearce also explains the linkage between positive energy, positive thoughts and feelings, and an increased ability for us to connect and mesh with others, an increased ability to work together, if you will. Evidence is coming forth suggesting, too, that a person's negativity not only diminishes the benefits of someone else's positive flow, it can counteract it altogether. Our brain determines what we think, what we feel, what we say, and what we do. To ensure survival, our brain evolved a negativity bias described by Dr. Rick Hanson in his book, Hardwiring Happiness, as making it like Velcro for bad experiences and Teflon for good ones. The good news is every one of us has the ability to rewire through the neuroplasticity of our brain for a positive flow of energy. And even better, Unlike most everything else as we age, our ability to do this, if we have a healthy mind, does not diminish with age. So when we are in a positive flow of energy, it is then that we are able to really connect and mesh within ourselves and with others. The more time we spend in a positive flow, the greater our capacity for achieving peak performance, for building and maintaining good relationships, and for experiencing good health. Positive presence is the skill of adjusting and creating a positive and energized mindset within ourselves through conscious thought processes. With the enormous advances over the last decade in neuroimaging technology, which is watching the electromagnetic activity of our brain, research in the field of neuroscience has exploded on a global scale. Neuroscientists, looking at cognitive functioning and behavior, have suggested that, simply put, we can assess our personal energy flow through our feelings. Feelings such as happiness and optimism can be linked to a positive energy flow, and feelings such as anger and frustration can be linked to a negative energy flow. We can control our feelings with our thoughts. It is through our thought process that we choose how to behave. And at the bottom line of all of this, the measurable result of a person's energy flow is reflected by one's choice of behavior. So now, let's take a moment for a personal check-in. Before we go to our final table time for today, we are going to take time for a personal check-in. This means that it's time to be mindful, a time to pause and ask yourself questions. So please, close your eyes. Take a deep, deep breath and repeat with me, either silently or aloud. What sort of feelings have I had since my last check-in? And count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What have my thought patterns been like since my last check-in? And count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What have my behavior patterns been like since my last check-in? And count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And open your eyes. You will remember that a personal check-in is also a good opportunity for you to do a physical body scan. So, either sitting or you can stand and make a conscious effort to bring your body to a state of relaxed anticipation. Beginning at the top of your head, as you slowly breathe in and then out, I want you to first consciously acknowledge the top of your head, your scalp, and then focus on relaxing your scalp. Next, consciously acknowledge your face, and then focus on relaxing your face. Now, your arms and your hands. Gently shake them out. Now your chest, your abdomen, your hips, your legs, and your feet. Wiggle your toes and stretch it out and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, if you are standing, please take a seat. And again, please close your eyes. This time, I would ask you to repeat after me, either silently or aloud. Please allow my mind to be open and accepting of all information coming to me, that I may think upon it in the days to come. Now open your eyes. As an influential leader, you resolve problems, you create opportunities, and you manage events with a positive response to create the most optimal outcome out of the most difficult challenges. Life happens. Bad stuff happens to good people. No one is exempt. Every one of you will experience adversity to some extent at some point in your life. At this point, you may be thinking and or feeling something like, here we go again, I'm being asked to change. But like adversity, change is also an inevitable part of life. What's more, for the most part, your brain is actually pre-wired to thwart change, and your body's natural response to change is unknowingly proving for many to be extremely dangerous in a work environment that requires performance excellence amidst the complexity, the chaos, and the lightning-fast change. To survive requires that you learn to accept a new way of thinking, a new way of being. You have to learn how to be present in the moment, how to recognize and then mitigate the bad stress, and how to open your mind and embrace the good stress. To do this takes practice and time and know-how. That being said, you have that time right here, right now, and I will guide you through a very simple and time-efficient mini-med, which I've adapted from my friend Dina Proctor at www.dinaproctor.com. So please, close your eyes, take a deep, deep breath, and just be as you listen and open your mind. Welcome to the mini-med for thought cleansing for an open mind. For these couple of minutes, I invite you to find a comfortable position for your body and let every muscle relax any tension right now. You may be feeling that there are so many thoughts, it just feels like your brain is so crowded and you would love to be able to just have a thorough cleansing, to have any thoughts that no longer serve you, to be easily removed and released, and to have those good flowering thoughts be even more deeply planted in your mind. Imagine that there's a warm ball of light energy that is surrounding your physical being and concentrated right around your head, just bringing a feeling of warm, supportive love around your mind and your brain. This warm light and this ball of energy is easily able to infiltrate right into your brain, right into every aspect of your mind. Let this energy in and invite it to do its work. Let it encompass every brain cell, every dimension of your mind, and weed out, easily releasing any thoughts that no longer serve you, and rewire any thinking that needs to be rewired right now. If there's something specific that's been bothering you, invite the warm, healing light to handle that situation, to come in and sort out the useful thoughts, and easily release any thoughts that are blocking your solution and your movement forward. Just really staying still and letting this light energy do all the work. It's cleaning and purifying your thoughts and rewiring the way that your thoughts are stored in your brain. Let yourself just settle and breathe deeply as this light does its work. maintaining that deep stillness and peaceful trust that this light energy is doing great positive work for you right now. And now, let your body take one last deep breath in, knowing that the thoughts remaining are those that serve you best and are grounded and present in solution and love, moving you forward. Come back to awareness. Notice your surroundings. What do you see? Is there anyone beside you? What sounds do you hear? We are now going to take time for reflection. This reflection time is referred to as table time because this exercise is created to be shared with a discussion group of your peers. Feel free to gather around a table with your colleagues or head over to Corporate Harmony's virtual discussion group. This is also a time to stay focused on task. Be present in the moment, right here. You will see notes pages at the end of the manual section for personal use in gathering insights and questions as you move through the material. So take time to put pen to paper. There are never any wrong or bad answers. Seeing your words on paper allows your brain to open up to even greater possibilities. Putting your thoughts and feelings to words on paper opens your mind to your inner wisdom and greatness. Enjoy this time and share your insights with the discussion group. You will find this slide on page 13 in the introduction section of your manual. Next session, we will be looking at the first foundational principle of the self-awareness behavior domain: discover and establish your inner core. So, until then, live each moment of each day with harmony and purpose, and allow your grandest dreams to come true.